this first of its kind TV show. As always, we welcome you to our world of invention, innovation, and intrigue. Now, have you ever had to stand before a panel of investors to convince them to fund your idea? If you have, you know it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. If you have not, then you could learn a thing or two on today's edition of First of Its Kind, which is about knowing how to pitch your ideas to a panel of investors. Our guest today is Dr. Irvin Asomani. He is the inventor and owner of Innovators, a hands-free stuffed animal bottle holder that can feed a baby without having to hold the baby, thereby giving the mother or anyone caring for the baby the ability to multitask and do other things around the house while the baby is feeding. Dr. Asomani, you're welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now, just to guide our viewers, we are first of all going to talk about what your invention does before we go on to your experience pitching to investors.
Wonderful. Sounds great.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, well, the hands-free bottle holder safely attaches around the chest of the infant, ages 6 months and up, and the ears safely secure the bottle in for feeding. So if you notice from this right here, it teaches the baby how to hold the bottle, preventing the bottle from falling on the floor. But that's not the best part. For parents on the go, built into the back of the animal, we have a built-in bottle warmer. So with parents who want to keep their child's bottle warm, they safely plug this into the car's cigarette lighter adapter. Has a built-in temperature cutoff fuse, so it never allows the contents to overheat.
So ingenious.
So thank you. But it's more. This is the gift that keeps on giving.
Okay, so let's hear it.
Once the bottle is finished warming, then it becomes your child's toy as well. So you can safely hook these straps, drop it in the crib, and now your child can play with it as well.
So that's like three benefits or 4 benefits for the price of one.
And it's another benefit too. If you push this button right here, it plays 4 popular lullabies as well. So this is the gift that keeps on giving.
So this actually can keep a baby from crying.
Yes, yes. These soft tunes can. This plush can as well. And again, it's the child's friend. It's the child's toy.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
This is ingenious. Really, really nice. Now, how did you come up with the idea?
The idea was conceived during a babysitting stint with my niece. It was hard to hold her and feed her and perform other tasks. So you know how they are. You have a crying niece, a hungry niece. So it was my job, it was my duty to babysit. And that's how the idea was conceived.
Okay. Introduce your friends here. We have some extra guests.
Well,
We'd like to meet them.
Oh, our guests are, we have our first, which is Dominique the dog. We have Emerson the elephant. We have Bobby the bunny. And behind me, we have Giovanni the giraffe and Taylor the tiger. So these are all the hands-free friends.
How did you come about the name?
Well, the name, I was discussing it with my wife. We wanted to have a unisex name that can appeal to both male and female, ages six months and up.
Okay, cool. Now, how did you go about getting funding for your invention?
Well, thank God for family and friends. So family and friends, they heard about the idea, they heard what I was doing, and then they invested the actual money into to get the product started.
Oh, okay. Very, very nice. What are the obstacles that you experienced?
Well, the first obstacle was trying to obtain a patent. That was the most hard part as well. So that's about a 3 to 4 year process from the examiner saying no and from you finding a proper attorney that can go back and forth with the Patent and Trademark Office.
So in all, it took you how many years?
All years, probably about four years to get this U.S. patent for this product.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Now let's talk about pitching. Most inventors at some point would have to stand before a panel of investors to pitch their ideas, topmost reason being getting funding for their idea.
Yes.
Have you ever attended pitching events?
I've attended several pitching events, but the pitching event that stood out to me the most that helped me, my friend Miss Marsha Jackson Green introduced me to a show called My Cool Inventions. And it's a nationally televised, national radio show for investors and inventors. So it has an audience of 250,000 listeners. So they give you 60 seconds to do your pitch in front of an audience, and each day the audience votes on the product that they like the most. Then at the end of the week, all of the winners go against each other, and the winner will receive $5,000 full of promotional material to help improve your website, improve funding, and have an opportunity to meet some angel investors. So that was very beneficial to me.
Absolutely. How do you prepare for a pitch event like that? Do you read books? Do you watch Shark Tank? How do you calm down nerves?
To calm down nerves, I actually bought the books, if I can.
Oh yeah, please show them.
There. So these books really helped me out. The first book I read was by Stephen Key, which is called One Simple Idea. In this book, he talks about how to have what's called a sales sheet. So the sales sheet would explain to you your benefits versus your competitors' benefits. So this was very beneficial. And I also read a book by Miss Lori Grenier called Invent It, Sell It, and Bank It.
That's one of the panelists on Shark Tank.
Yes, one of the panelists on Shark Tank. This was very beneficial as well. And then I read another book called Shark Pitch. Now this was by Dennis Green and Mary Lou Green, and they have an online school that's free called, I believe it's called Online Big School. So you take courses, it's a 9-week online course that you can peruse and take at your own time. And these 3 books were very beneficial and guided me in the right direction to what you see today and see now.
So many books you had to read.
Yes,
Did you practice before your wife, your mom?
Yes, my wife is a very tough critic, so she would definitely, her favorite movie was with Jack Nicholson, where he said, "You can't handle the truth." So she definitely will keep me on the right track, and I thank God for her. She guided me in the right direction as well as my parents as well.
And she timed you to make sure you keep to time.
Yes, now we got it under 54 seconds, so that's 6 seconds to spare without speaking fast and getting to the point when I'm doing the pitch.
Cool. What feedback did you get from the panelists?
The feedback from the panelists, number one, that was the packaging. When we first started out, we had Bobby the Bunny. The packaging, it was okay, but it wasn't Walmart or Target or big box retail. So I received feedback from the packaging. We also received feedback about maybe the plush animals could play music. So then in our new one, we added where you can play music as well, and we made it more plush. So these animals here, they play 4 popular lullabies.
Okay. That's Dominic the dog.
Dominic the dog, yes.
Okay, so do they all play the music, or it's just Dominic the dog?
No, Dominic the dog plays music, Emerson the elephant plays music, Taylor the tiger, and Deuteronomy the giraffe.
Cool. And how did you go about the music selection?
The music selection, we did a survey online with our consumers, and they liked just the 4 popular lullabies, nothing new.
Oh, cool. I like to hold it.
Sure.
Yeah, it's good that it stops all by itself. You know, I can just press it.
Yeah, you press it and it has 4 30-second intervals of the music.
It's one of my favorite tunes. So it looks like the feedback was really helpful.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so aside feedback, what other benefits of going before the investors? Did they commit to it in any way, or?
Yeah, they commented. Oh, it's just going to keep looping, so it stops off to the last song. Yes, they commented several times. Again, the packaging was the main one, to make sure the animal was plush, and they were really concerned with safety. So then we had to make sure our manufacturers overseas conform to all the child safety standards, which were ASTM, EN71, and CE standards.
All right. So what other events did you go aside the Cool Inventions?
Oh, well, okay. Beside my Cool Inventions, we also attended several auditions for Shark Tank.
Okay, I'd like to hear that.
That's where we received positive feedback. So the process is you either go to Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., wherever your closest city is, and then you do your pitch. If they like your pitches in front of one judge, and if they like the pitch, then they send you an email. You have 1 week to put together a 5-minute video touching on all of the criteria that they listed. So once you submit the video, then if you hear from them within 2 weeks, that means you may have an opportunity to go on the show. If not, you just have to apply again next year.
And when you hear from them within 2 weeks, they fly you down to California?
Now, that's what I've heard. I'm not sure. So some people that I've read online said that some had to pay their own expenses to get there, as far as the airfare and hotel.
So what level did you reach with Shark Tank?
For 3 times, I reached the level where you submit your video in. But one of the judges was nice enough to tell me that, I believe it was the 3rd time I applied, that for that particular season, they were looking for you to have at least 10,000 or more units. So that was the reason why they told me that I wasn't selected for the show.
Do you really agree, when you get feedback from an investor, do you agree or disagree with some of what they tell you?
Well, when the investor is giving feedback, number one, I thank them for their time because they don't have to take their time to give feedback. And number two, since they're writing the checks and then since they're calling the shots, I do take their feedback and I also analyze it and make sure that it fits in with the vision that they have and the vision that I have as well. We want to make sure that we're able to work well together.
What advice would you give to an up-and-coming inventor who is thinking about pitching their ideas to investors?
The advice that I would give them, HSN has a academy called American Dreams, and they just had one recently during the month of November at American University in Washington,
okay,
D.C.
I heard about that one.
Yeah, that was very beneficial. It was a 2-day workshop, a 2-day seminar where they talked about packaging, they talked about IP, which is intellectual property, they talked about marketing. It was very beneficial, so whether you were far along in the process or you were just beginning in the process, I believe they touched on all key aspects that would help you take your business to the next level. Now, one word that stood out to me that they kept repeating for the 2-day seminar was perseverance. Again, this is a journey that you have to proceed and have perseverance to keep forward because all it takes is one yes for you to get to the next level.
Almost like the survival of the fittest.
Yes, almost like survival of the fittest, yes.
So how far did you go with the HSN American Dreams Academy?
Oh, the HSN Dream Academy was very good. On the 3rd day, we had an opportunity to pitch in front of buyers for the HSN. We were fortunate enough to be able to pitch, and we did hear some feedback that they're interested in proceeding forward, which is called the new partner process. Nice. So right now we're in the process of filling out paperwork. They have to perform their own tests for the packaging as well. I believe it was either 9-point or 12-point test when they drop the package to make sure it doesn't crumble up. And you also have to check your tax number, your tax identification number, and want to make sure that everything you say on the box, your product is able to do.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now it's a lengthy process, but again, I was grateful and fortunate enough to at least be selected for the new partner process.
Okay. So if you go through the entire process, eventually you end up on HSN, selling your product?
You know, on HSN.
That must be exciting.
In front of, I believe it was 90 million, don't quote me, I think 90 million viewers. So yes, it's very exciting. It's just, right now it's just a slow process. You're trying to find out what's going on and you're trying to make sure you're meeting all the deadlines and criteria.
We would love to hear you do a mock pitch for us. Just imagine you're on HSN or Shark Tank.
Okay, so let's start. So, I need my prop.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. I need Dominique the dog. So are you a busy parent? Would you love to have the opportunity to perform other tasks? Well, I introduce to you Dominique the dog. Dominique the dog safely attaches around the chest of the infant ages 6 months and up. That's not the best part. The ears safely secure the bottle end for feeding. So as you notice right here, it safely secures the bottle end for feeding, teaches the baby how to hold the bottle. But we haven't forgot about the parents on the go. Built into the back of the bottle of the bunny, we have a bottle warmer for parents who are on the go. So this conforms to all bottle shapes and sizes, plugs safely into your car's cigarette lighter adapter, has a built-in temperature cutoff for you so it never allows the contents of the bottle to overheat. So once you are finished feeding your child, now it becomes your child's toy. So now you can safely unhook these straps, and now your child can take Dominique the dog and it can fit inside the crib and it can be a toy as well.
Cool.
Thank you, thank you.
Well done. Yeah. How do you keep track of the time? You have 60 seconds, but you have 60 seconds to do that.
It just comes from practice. It's been a 9-year ordeal. Again, if you have a drill sergeant like my wife, you definitely will get it down on time.
That's good that you have a drill sergeant. Okay. Now, if an investor, what would you say to an investor who might say that your invention could destroy the bonding between mother and child?
Oh, I've heard that question a lot. Well, actually, the product enhances the feeding and bonding time because in this 21st century, we're all busy. We're texting, we have to send emails to our job, the phone is ringing, people have to cook. So this is just enhances the feeding and bonding time. So you can just set your child up in a high chair or in the stroller, and then your child is only for 5 minutes. You let your child, teach the child how to hold the bottle as well. So while you're sending the email and responding to the text, your child's attended to, but it's also learning teaching the child how to hold the bottle as well. And it also prevents the bottle from falling on the floor, getting the nipple dirty. So that's very important, because once it falls on the floor, you have to rinse it off, you have to boil it, and you have to start the whole process over.
Ah, multi-purpose. Very, very smart.
Thank you.
I see you put a lot of work into it. Now, the age of a baby that can use your invention starts from, is it 6 months?
Yes, 6 months and up. That's what the recommended age was based upon our test.
Okay, 6 months to like a year, or?
Well, it depends upon the child. Some children hold the bottle at 8 months, some children hold the bottle at a year, some children hold the bottle to 2 years. So it depends upon the development and growth of your child.
So which is the favorite of most
favorite,
kids?
the most favorite of the kids, everybody loves the elephant.
Ah.
Especially all of the deltas. The deltas really love, and you're wearing red. So yeah, the deltas, they really love the elephant. So the elephant is our #1 seller, followed by Dominique the dog, which is our #2 seller.
Dr. Samani, when going to a pitch event, would you say there are there's some items you have to take with you, like let's say a brochure or sales sheet? Is that absolutely necessary?
Yes, I believe so. Again, based upon the book that I read, One Simple Idea by Stephen Key, he recommended that entrepreneurs and inventors have just a little packet together. So, because some investors, they either flying or they're driving and they want to be able to read what's going on. So inside of it, you definitely should have your brochure, you should have your sales sheet. If you have a patent or trademark, or your product has been tested, you want to include all that together, just in a nice portfolio. Because again, if you have 30 seconds to pitch, and you pitch and you want to be able to leave your investor or leave your sales rep some information so they can peruse it at their own time.
That's smart. Now, have you ever gotten to that level where an investor is interested in your product and it's now time to talk about who gets what, you know?
No, we have not reached that level yet, but we are planning to proceed forward very shortly into that direction.
Okay. How do you take it when an investor says, no, I am not interested?
When an investor says no, he's not interested, my first response is to find out why. Was my pitch too long? Did I not hit on the points? Did I not explain the product well? Because it's my job as an inventor, and is to pitch the idea, is to convince the buyer, to convince the investor that they need this product. So I would try to reach out and receive some feedback to find out why they chose to go into a different direction.
And do you also inquire if you could reach out to them again?
Yes, some like to respond via email, others like to respond via telephone conversation.
So you still keep in touch?
Yeah, still keep in touch. May
even
send
when they said
a
no.
holiday card, thank you for your time. Look forward to doing business with you in the future as well.
Dr. Samani, do you need to patent your invention before discussing it with investors? For those who might have that fear of, what if I discuss it with the investor and my idea is hijacked,
Okay, well, first of all, I'm not an attorney, so based upon the research that I've done, I believe that you can have the individual sign what's called an ND, or a non-disclosure agreement, that will give you a form of protection. And if you are considering proceeding forward with your idea, a provisional patent will give you 1 year from the date that you filed some more protection as well. So if you are pitching your idea, if you are seeking funding, you have those 2 layers of protection.
That's smart to do that, to sign that non-disclosure agreement.
Yes.
Where can one find your cute little friends if I wanted to buy them, and how much do they cost?
Okay, well, the hands-free friends are on our website called Innovators.com. You can find them there. Bobby the Bunny does not play music, so that is on sale for $19.95. And all the other animals, Dominique the dog, Emerson the elephant, Taylor the tiger, and Giovanni the giraffe, they all play music, and they're on sale for $29.95.
How do you take care of them? Care tips.
Care tips, okay. Bobby the Bunny is the only hands-free friend that is machine washable. Just make sure that you open the back up and remove the bottle warmer and leave it out, and then you can put it into a machine and wash it. Now, the animals that play music, they have a sound module inside, so you can just take a moist towelette, clean it off the animal and things of that well. So they are not machine washable, not the animals. But the cradle pouches here, they are machine washable as well.
Is it possible to use one of these cute little toys while driving, while one is driving the car?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked that question because I use it on my child, Josiah. He's 8 months old. So as soon as I get him attached into the child safety seat, then I safely attach the hands-free friend, put the bottle through the ears, and then, we're off to our destination. Usually when he finishes, he just pushes the bottle out.
That was what I was going to ask next.
Okay.
That sometimes babies like to take a pause while they're feeding.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good. It's a good thing that the baby can just push the bottle off when they've had enough, and then if they want to continue, they just take it back.
Yes.
Okay.
So it teaches the baby fine motor skills of using the hand to grab it, to bring it forward, and to push it to move it back as well.
Do you have to teach the baby how to do that? Or is that
No,
something that comes naturally?
It comes natural from my research and from my studies, which I've seen. But again, every child develops at a different age. So it depends upon, your child's motor skills.
Are all babies receptible to these toys, using these toys?
Well, the babies that visited our booth, they seem very receptive to it. I haven't received any bad compliments toward the product as well. I haven't received anything, but I did receive a question about, like you mentioned earlier, about the feeding and bonding time. And then when you sit back and explain to them how it enhances the feeding and bonding time, and then they say, oh, I never looked at it from that point of view.
I am just so curious to know, are you a full-time inventor, or is this like a part-time thing for you?
Okay.
What do you do when you're not inventing?
Well, by day, I'm a middle school technology education teacher, and by night, I'm always improving upon the hands-free bottle holder.
Great.
Is it possible I can give a shout out to my school and to my students?
Absolutely, please.
Okay, well, thank you. Well, I work at Thurgood Marshall Middle School, the best middle school in Prince George's County and home of the Tigers.
Ah, I like that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure you shared your invention with the students.
Yes.
And what did they think about it?
Oh, they love it. They're very receptive of it as well.
Okay.
Some had advised me to add more animals.
Okay, cool. So you'll be teaching students how to come up with inventions since you're a technology teacher.
Yes, once we branch out into the STEM aspect of the curriculum. Yes,
okay.
that's finance and entrepreneurship is another course that's being offered at our school as well.
All right, so you're already in the game. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Samani, it has been great learning about your invention. Thank you so much for all the invaluable information you've shared. And to our viewers out there, we really appreciate your staying tuned to us. To learn more about our show, please visit our website, firstofitskind.com. See you next time.
Sorry, you don't want no more milk? Come on. Good job, Josiah. Like the music? Tastes good. Good job, Josiah.